Imagine a creature so tough, relentless, and so intelligent that it has pushed one of the world's most developed nations into a full-blown wildlife crisis. That creature is the wild boar. In the United States today, feral hogs are not just an invasive species, they are a national problem. Their population has exploded to over 6 million. But what makes them so dangerous is not just their aggression, but also the unimaginable destruction they leave behind, wherever they roam. $2.5 billion. That is the estimated damage wild boars cause the United States every year. That number is staggering, but it makes perfect sense. A single herd can uproot acres of crops in just one night. Fields nurtured for months are flattened into ruin by morning. Fertile farmland is transformed into scarred wasteland overnight. For farmers who live season to season, this means financial collapse, but this crisis doesn't stop there. Boars attack livestock, they compete with native species for food, and they carry diseases that can infect both animals and humans. Their rooting behavior tears apart ecosystems, erodes soil, and muddies streams. In Texas and Florida, fresh water sources have been heavily contaminated by bacteria from the very places where the herds wallow. But the most frightening part is the speed a single sow can give birth to 2 litters every year each litter. With up to a dozen piglets, in just a few years, one small family can turn into hundreds. They are masters of adaptation. Unlike other wild species, wild boars do not require strict living conditions. Forests, grasslands, farmland, even suburbs, they thrive in all of them. And they are smart enough to avoid traps, change their feeding patterns if they sense danger, and travel at night to avoid detection. Experts call them one of the most destructive invasive species in North America. So how did things get this bad? The story begins centuries ago. In the 1500s, Spanish explorers brought pigs to North America as a food source. These wild boar interbred with domestic pigs. They created the feral hybrids we face today, animals larger, tougher, and far more cunning than their ancestors. colder winters, fewer predators, abundant food sources, the problem from the south has now become a national problem. Wild boars are marching northward and westward, invading lands that have never seen them before. What is the solution? Traditional fencing and trapping cannot keep pace with their astonishing reproductive speed. That is why large-scale hunting has become necessary. Hunting feral hogs is no longer a sport. It is a defense strategy. Night hunts turn the battlefield into moving silhouettes. Aerial hunting has become one of the most effective methods to eliminate entire sounders. Specialized teams use tracking dogs. Trappers use giant corral traps, capturing dozens at a time. And even so, the war is far from won. Authorities emphasize that complete eradication may be impossible. Instead, the goal is containment and damage control. Some states allow year-round hunting with no bag limits. High-tech solutions are being deployed. This is not just about protecting crops, this is about saving ecosystems, protecting native species, and protecting the watersheds that millions of Americans depend on. For farmers, this is a battle for survival. For hunters, it is a call to protect the land, and for the nation, this is a fight against one of the most resilient invaders in history. The wild boar is not just a problem, it is a relentless enemy, an enemy that America cannot afford to ignore.